Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Most High Christ bless. I'm Captain Naom.
Soldier Micaiah.
Soldier Micaiah. All praises and welcome to another episode of 15 Minutes with the Captains. All right. In this episode right here, we're going to touch on rich heritage. All right. Rich heritage, because our people don't know how rich their heritage is. You know what I'm saying? Our heritage is deep. All right. With a lot of things that we connect with, but we don't identify with it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go through scriptures to help you identify how rich your heritage is. All right. So what we miss or misunderstand as a nation, meaning our heritage, we take on other people's or other nations' heritage. All right. We adopt their philosophies, their culture. Their culture don't pertain to us. You understand? It pertains to them. All right? And via our God giving us law, statutes, and commandments separate us from all nations. All right? So let's get into it. We, of course, I got to read definitions first, right? So heritage. All right? Heritage. The definition. Property that is or may be inherited or inheritance. All right? Synonyms. Inheritance, birthright, legacy, estate. So these are things that we pass down to what? Our children. All right. Their inheritance is what? Land. All right. Things of that nature. All right. It was passed down from generation to generation to generation. All right. From Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. So let's start with Romans 15:4. All right. Romans chapter 15, verse 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures we might have hope.
So the Bible is telling us that whatever was written aforetime, meaning in the past, all right, meaning in the Old Testament, because remember, the New Testament was not written when the prophets or when Christ and the apostles walked the earth. All right. It wasn't written. They were following the commandments that Moses and the prophets left them. All right. So everything written aforetime. So that means to find our heritage, we have to go back to the beginning. You understand? So let's go to Deuteronomy 33:4 to see how rich our heritage is. All right. But we forgot about it. We disconnected from it. We're going to read that as well. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Moses commanded us a law.
Moses commanded us a law. The law that he received where? On Mount Sinai. When we were what? Delivered from Egypt. See, all these things of our heritage, we forgot. It was taken from us. Now the other nations portray to be that people that was delivered out of Egypt. The people that God gave what? Laws to. That God separated. That God put above all nations, but they not. We are. All right. That's what's been hidden from us for ages. All right. Keep reading.
Even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob.
Right. The congregation of Jacob, the inheritance that was promised to us all the way from our forefathers. And we're going to touch on that. All right. So from there, Jeremiah 17:4, because you got to understand through a process of time, right? We forgot. We were discontinued. All right. Let me get that with you. I'm moving slow. Jeremiah 17:4. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So he told Jeremiah, you are going to discontinue from your heritage. Just like we did via the transatlantic slave trade, via all the slavery or captivity that we've been in. mainly this one, we forgot everything. We disconnected from our law, statutes, and commandments. All right, go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
We pissed the Most High God off. And in pissing our Father off, he said, I got to what? Chastise you. You got to go into captivity now. You got to learn and now be subject to what? Your enemies, to your oppressor. All right? These nations supposed to be under us. Right. We supposed to be over them, but the roles have been reversed because of us. All right? So it's because we pissed the Most High off. Did you finish it?
No, sir. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Which shall burn forever. All right? And that fire is still burning because we still in captivity. All right? He ain't sent his son yet. But when this word I want to focus on says discontinue. All right? So discontinue from thine heritage, to cease from doing or providing something. So providing what? The commandments. Our heritage of things that, how to keep the Sabbath, that all these laws pertain to us. We ceased from doing them, right? It says typically something provided on a regular basis. Meaning, as people say, this Bible is redundant, right? I mean, it said the same thing over and over. That's what we cease from doing. The oracle, the laws, rehearsing them, rehearsing the acts of our forefathers, all right? We stopped doing those things. So if you stop rehearsing something over 400 plus years, right, you're going to forget. You're not going to have a connection with this Bible, all right? But our job as leaders is to bring you back to connect to your rich heritage, to connect to the laws of God, to the Messiah, all right, to the God that created us, all right? That's what we want you to connect back with, all right? So from there, let's go to Exodus 19 and 3. Exodus chapter 19 and verse 3. All right? We want you to connect back with these laws, all right? Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 3. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians.
Right. So he's reminding Moses as Moses continued to remind us, right?
Right.
Because we kept going off. That's why that fire was kindled in Jeremiah. Because we're evil people, all right? We're wicked. We're disobedient. We're rebellious, all right? And God, he have to show us through his actions, right? Go ahead.
And how I bear you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself.
Right. He delivered us from what? From Egypt, from captivity. The same thing he go do in America, he did back then. That's why I say everything written aforetime was written for our learning, right? Keep going.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
So this is a heavy verse because he's telling you what's going to separate you and make you that peculiar people, right? The covenant always been established from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? But we disconnected from that. But that covenant was already established. But he's telling us, and ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. But that first verse said what? If ye will obey my voice indeed, meaning keep the commandments. When you keeping the commandments, our God fights for us. When you keep the commandments, now he on our side, and then our enemy is his enemy. But vice versa, he our enemy, then our enemy go, how I want to say, rule over us, but conquer us. All right? Hence the conquistadors, right? They're going to conquer us as a nation. All right? So I'm read the word, definitions. Peculiar, right? Peculiar treasure. It says, and keep reading, because you say a holy nation. Just keep reading.
Verse 6, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and holy nation.
A kingdom of priests, a holy nation. Separate. A holy nation that is, our God told us we're holy because he holy. You understand? Based off of the commandments that he gave us, which is the commandments that they have where? In heaven. All right, go ahead.
These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people
Mm-hmm.
and laid before their faces all these words
Mm-hmm.
which the Lord commanded him.
Right.
And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do.
Right.
And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord.
Right. So Moses told the Lord, hey, Father, they said they go do it. All right. But let's look at these words, peculiar and treasure. These are words that put what? Value upon who? The people we talking about, the nation of Israel. They have value, which separates them and puts them at what? A higher standard than all these nations. These nation standards don't meet up to our standards, to God's standards. You understand? We have a standard. Okay? So from there, go to Esther 14, 13, and 4. Esther chapter 13, verse 4. We have a standard, all right? We're not called a peculiar treasure for nothing, all right? Okay, yeah, Esther. There we go. Chapter 13 and verse 4. Yeah.
The book of Esther, chapter 13 and verse 4.
This is how peculiar we are. This is how holy we are, all right? This is how our standard is above the other nations. Read.
Declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world,
Mm-hmm.
there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws
So when they say malicious, it's talking about us, because what we doing is contrary to what everything, all the laws and culture and philosophies and things of that nature of all other nations. All right, go ahead.
that had laws contrary to all nations,
Mm-hmm.
and continually despise the commandments of kings.
You see that? We despise the commandments of kings all over the Bible. One I'm thinking of now is Daniel, right? We wouldn't bow down to the idol or whatever he made. You know what I'm saying? When you hear the sultry, all of the music, you supposed to bow down. No, we wasn't doing that. All right? So this is just showing you how rich our laws are and what a standard our God gave us. All right? Not to worship any idols, but our people do that today because they have lost their way. They don't know how rich their heritage is with their God, because they doing what? They believing in other gods. They worshiping other gods. All right? Go ahead.
So the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward.
Right. It's never going to go forward. That's right. Because God's laws are separate from these nation gods. Let's get that in 2 Corinthians 6 and 17 right quick. Our God's laws are separate from the nation's laws and everything else that they believe. All right? Got it?
Yes, sir. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate.
Say, come from among them, these nations that, because when we got the land, he say in Leviticus 18, he said, don't do nothing that they do. Right. Don't take heed to nothing that's going on there. Basically, separate yourself from these nations. That's why our mindset should be today, separating ourselves from these nations and their ideology. That don't mean you can run from them or you know what I'm saying, flee doctrine, but it's saying their ideology, their philosophies, their way of living. All right? Go ahead.
Saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And touch not the unclean thing.
Don't touch the unclean thing. Pretty much everything in America is unclean. All right? They teach you what? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all these things. What's coming up? Valentine's Day, right? They teach you all these lies. All right? All these doctrines of man. All right? That's what you have to separate yourself from. All right? Turn back to Leviticus 23. All right? Turn back to John 10. All right? To where Christ kept the Feast of Dedication. All All right? Turn back to your rich heritage. All right? Stop living a lie. That's what our people are living, a lie. All right? A jolly white man come down your chimney and give you gifts. That's a lie. All right? Stop living in a fairy tale land. All right? That was it?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
Touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
And the Most High will receive us. Okay?
Oh, yes, sir.
So it say, touch not the unclean thing, right? So the Most High gave us laws, all right? You have what, ceremonial, you have civil, you have what, dietary, moral, and what's the other? Sacrificial, right? You have all those laws, right? Categories of laws, right? Let's go to Maccabees. We'll want that. Yeah, read that. Second Maccabees 11 and 24. Because we're going to see our God and what separates us from all these nations, man. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The book of Second Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
We understand also that the Jews would not consent to our father for to be brought unto the custom of the
You
Gentiles.
see that? This is the highest standard that our forefathers set the bar at. Right. They stayed with the honors of the fathers. When it goes back into, what's that, Maccabees 4, all right? They didn't turn to the Greekist fashions like today. People love the Greekist fashions, you know, the football, the basketball, soccer, so on and so forth. They love these things. But our forefathers stood by the commandments and the laws that their forefathers taught them. Their rich heritage. Go ahead.
But had rather keep their own manner of living.
But keep their own manner of living. How we live. How we conduct ourselves as brethren. As wives and husbands. In our children's. All right? In our land. Everything. We have a rich heritage. And we're going to touch on a little bit of it today. Go ahead.
For the which cause they require of us that we should suffer to live after their own laws. Wherefore
suffer them
to live after their own laws.
Keep going.
Wherefore our mind is that this nation shall be in rest, and we have determined to restore them their temple,
right?
That they may live according to the customs of their forefathers.
See, the nations knew, all right, that we were not going to bend, break, or trim our ways for them. A lot of our people did, not to say they didn't, right? But that's the mindset we're trying to get our people back to, learning how rich you are. All right, let's show them a little bit. Leviticus 23:1. Leviticus 23:1. So our God gave us a particular day and days to reverence him, to commemorate the glories and the acts that he did for us. All right, delivering us out of Egypt, Passover, right? All these, everything we celebrate has a meaning behind it. All right, just like Feast of Dedication. That was what? The rebuilding of the temple again, right? Because the heathens destroyed it. All right, they profaned it. All right, read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
So these are God's feasts that he gave you. He didn't give his feast to no other nation, but the children of Israel.
That's right.
That's how special you are. That's how rich your heritage is. That's how set apart you are, and your standards are above the nations, all right? That he gave you days to worship him. Days, you know what I'm saying? Like months. This month you go do this. This month you go worship this. Meaning commemorate this, so on and so forth, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Right, so Christians say today through Christianity, no, it's Sunday. We worship God on Sunday. So then on Sunday, you shouldn't be doing buying, selling, cooking, cleaning, working, so on and so forth. But they do all that. You know what I'm saying? So another lie on top of a lie on top of a lie. All right? We've been destroyed by lies, people. It's time to wake up. Go ahead.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
So in their seasons, meaning in their months, in the time appointed, which we keep those feasts. All right, just like the Sabbath is every 7th day. Nothing changes with that. You understand? No new moon doctrine, no new moon Sabbath doctrine, none of that. All right, the 7th day, nothing has changed. Negroes change, but God don't change. All right, keep reading, verse 5.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even.
So let's stop there, because at the end of the day, that's going to the Passover. These feasts are here to what? Remind us of God, the things that God did for us as a nation. All right. So from there, Sirach, no, we don't need that, because we established that in the seasons. It's Sirach 33, but we ain't gonna go there. Let's get Hebrews 13:4. You know, we can go long, but Hebrews 13:4, because so God gave us special days, right? Not Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Halloween. He gave us these feast days to commemorate his glory in saving us, in redeeming us, in fighting for us. All right? Purim coming up as well, right? That's another day that Queen Esther, through the Most High allowing her to get in the position to do what? Save her people, man. So we have things to commemorate. That's how rich your heritage is. The destruction of Nicanor, right? It's so much. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's hard to go through a 15-minute class, but we're going to touch on a little bit, all right? Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable in all. This kingdom here, do they advocate marriage? No. They don't advocate marriage. They don't push marriage. Our God told us marriage is honorable in all. All right? So that's how rich our heritage is. And we go touch on the marriage too. Keep reading.
And the bed undefiled.
And the bed undefiled.
But whoremongers
and
adulterers God will judge.
See, this is what this kingdom pushes. Whoremongering. All right? Back page. What's some more? I don't even know them, but what's OnlyFans. Thank you. Y'all know them. I don't know them. OnlyFans. What else? Ashley Madison. I do know that one. That's like an adulterous site. Basically, you could cheat on your wife or whatever. It's just wicked, man. This kingdom is wicked. They teach wickedness. All right. That's why this is gross darkness that we in. We're trying to pull you out of that darkness to the light. All right. So from there, let's go to Tobit. Let's see Tobit 8:19. Let's see how rich and what your feast days, which is a marriage feast, consist of. You understand? Not jumping over no damn broom. Right. All right? It's a lot of these customs that we've adopted that's not ours. That's other nations. All right? Stuff they came up in their head with. All right? Go ahead, Tobit.
The book of Tobit, chapter 8, verse 19. And he kept the wedding feast 14 days.
And he did what?
He kept the wedding feast 14 days.
So we kept the wedding feast 14 days. Not 1 day, not 2 days, but 14 days. Okay? That's how we get down with our wedding feast. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Most High say get down. All right? Because we just read, this is honorable to him. All right? It's not some woman and woman get married. Right? It ain't none of that. It ain't no Bobby and Joe getting married. It's a male and female. What the Most High ordained from the beginning was natural. All that other stuff is conjured up of your own lust. All right? So just showing you the feast that God gave us, which is the wedding feast. These are your customs and laws, all right? Let me see. Yep, let's go to Maccabees 11:31. So we're showing you God gave us days to worship him, days to commemorate, right? That's how rich your heritage is, as well as marriage feasts that last for 14 to 7 days, so on and so forth, right? And as well now, what we eat, what we intake. Right. These nations don't give a damn about what they put in their mouth. But our God told us, okay, you're going to have a dietary law, okay? And you have to be mindful of what you put in your mouth, because every animal is good for the use I made it for. All right? Let's read that. 2 Maccabees, right?
I believe so.
2 Maccabees.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, read that.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 11 and verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And the Jews shall use their own kind of meats.
Whoa, hold on, what?
And the Jews shall use their own kind of meats.
We shall use our own kind of meat,
And laws,
and laws,
as before,
as before,
and none of them any manner of ways shall be molested for for things ignorantly done.
Right. So it's telling us that we're gonna basically be able to keep our own commandments. Go to now Leviticus, you know what I want. Leviticus 11 and 44. Leviticus 11:44, because it said we're gonna be able to eat our own meat and do our own laws. All right, and that's all praise to the Most High. That's the liberty that we have here in America. But as we know, that's why we say everything written aforetime was written for our learning. We understand that it's going to come a time where, Priest Eleazar, they had tried to force him, you know what I'm saying, to eat the swine and then eat his own meat as well and make it look like, you know what I'm saying? No, it say abstain from all appearances of evil, all right? And our forefathers knew these things, all right? Let's read that for them, Leviticus 11 and 44.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 44.
Uh-huh.
For I am the Lord your God.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So the Most High God, he dissected this thing basically, right? It told us from an animal to insect, what you can and can't eat. That's our God. You know what I'm saying? All these other nations, they put whatever in their mouth. All right, they think a snail is a delicacy. You know what I'm saying? One of them hard words, a delicacy, right? So let's keep reading, because he said he sanctify yourself, meaning cleanse yourself, all right, and not defile yourself with these all manner of unclean food, basically. Keep reading.
Verse 45. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast and of the fowl and of every living creature that moveth in the waters and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth.
Right.
To make a difference.
To make a difference. Meaning one, you can eat, and it's going to say it, and the other, you don't supposed to eat that. Right. That don't go in your mouth. All right, go ahead.
To make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
Right. So our God made it plain for us. Right. Through the rich heritage that we was given, what the do's and don'ts, basically. Right. You know what I'm saying? The cans and cannots. All right? You can eat lamb, right? You can eat goat, right? You can eat beef, oxen, so on and so forth. But you cannot eat horse, right? You can't eat giraffe, duck, right? You can't eat those things. But you can eat quail, right? I will say pigeon, but not these pigeons today. Right, chicken. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat certain fowls, all right? Our God laid it out for us. But that's that discontinuing and separating. We don't know these things anymore, all right?
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.